Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Do you like phrasal verbs? Do you hate phrasal verbs? Today I'm going to give you 2 suggestions to help you remember and use phrasal verbs in your conversations. Let's get started. The first thing we need to talk about is what is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a verb plus a preposition, or we can call it a participle. It's 2 parts, sometimes 3 parts, put together. So this type of verb is very commonly used, and if you have been studying English for some time, I'm sure you have run across them. Run across is an example. You have seen phrasal verbs in English a lot. So today I want to give you 2 examples to help you remember and use phrasal verbs in the future. But first, I want to give you one thing that I do not recommend. One way to learn phrasal verbs that is not very effective, it's very frustrating, and maybe you have been doing this, or maybe you know other people who have been doing this. This technique that I don't recommend is learning phrasal verbs with the same verb but different prepositions. For example, if you learned go out, go up to, go around, it's very difficult to remember the different participles, the different prepositions at the end. So I recommend instead the opposite. My first recommendation is to have the same participle but a different verb. So for example, I think it's a good way to learn phrasal verbs by saying keep up, look up, make up. This way of learning will help you remember easily because it's easy to remember up, and the first part is a little more unique than around, up to. It's difficult to remember that part, so keep up, make up, look up is a much easier way to remember phrasal verbs. So my second recommendation goes with this. It is think about a story from your personal life where you could use these phrasal verbs. If you are learning the phrasal verb look up means to research or to search on the internet or in a book. You could say, I remember when I was writing an email to Vanessa, I couldn't remember a specific word and how to spell it, so I had to look it up. I had to look up how to spell it. By connecting a story with the phrasal verb, a story from your personal life, it will help you make those connections and make phrasal verbs much easier to remember. So to use these 2 techniques, in my next video, I'm going to explain 3 phrasal verbs, look up, keep up, make up, using this technique of having the same participle but a different verb. And in this way, it will help you easily remember these phrasal verbs, and also if you think about a story from your personal life, it will be much easier. Thanks so much for watching this video about phrasal verbs and how to use them and remember them. I encourage you to go over to my website where I'll be giving some more examples and ideas for how to use phrasal verbs and some samples to help you remember them. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.